What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Listen, today's episode is an unofficial part 2 to the last video we did. For you guys who didn't see it, I'll link it down below and pin it to the top comment. Basically, what happened was it was a story about a man who married an overweight woman, and she was grateful to him for that at the time. She mentioned to her husband that she was having some mental health issues, and he, who got into fitness, and it did a great deal of help for him, because we as men need to do things as opposed to just sitting on somebody's couch eating pills in order to feel better. He mentioned that to her, and she went to the gym and began to lose some weight. This, of course, improved her self-esteem. Without giving too much away, because the video is definitely a must-watch, but effectively and eventually, despite the fact that she started to look better, despite the fact that their sex life improved because she was healthier and she probably wasn't out of breath as fast, eventually, hypergamy kicked in. Now, for you guys who may not know, because you're new here, welcome. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hypergamy is a brain defect that exists inside of women, where no matter what it is that they have in front of them, blessings, relationship, finances, whatever the case may be, their brain will eventually shift to a place where what they have is not good enough. And they will begin looking over the fence and across the street at the greener grass that's over there, completely forgetting about the fact that the grass is always greenest where you water it. So, in the story, he goes on to describe the dissolution of their marriage, the inevitable divorce. Without spoiling the story for you, there's a lesson to be learned here. You see, gentlemen, women understand, even if they don't have the guts to admit it, that their physical appearance is their primary point of contact when it comes to male interaction. Now, obviously, she could be attractive and smart. She could be attractive and talented. Say she's a ballerina or a gymnast or whatever the case may be. Maybe she plays an instrument. She has a learned or natural talent. All these things are great. All these things are wonderful. And let's say, for extra credit, that she's actually pleasant to be around and interact with. Bonus. However, without good looks, and that will vary from guy to guy. All of us have different tastes, of course. But without the looks component, it's going to be very difficult for her to get her foot in the door initially. And the challenge with that is you never understand how bad things are until you as a man understand that if you accept a woman when she's not at her best, should she improve on that lacking area, we're talking her finances. She's dirt poor when you meet her. Her physique. She's fat as fuck when you meet her. Her skincare. She looks like she washed her face with a pepperoni pizza when you met her. So forth and so on. You have an easy 80-20 split. 80 in the wrong direction. 20, you got lucky. That if this thing, or things plural if there are more than one, improves, and she remembers that you liked her, loved her, and God help you, committed to her before she corrected that issue, the brain damage caused by hypergamy, which exists inside of every woman, it will vary from woman to woman. Some women are very hypergamous. We call them gold diggers. Some women, their hypergamy is relatively under control. These are called wife material. And then there's all the women in between those two extremes. But every woman who has ever lived and little girls who have yet to be born all suffer from it. When she reminds herself that you loved her when she was fat, you loved her when she had bad acne, you loved her when her alopecia had all her hair falling out, so forth and so on. When she reminds herself that you did that, unlike you, who would be thrilled, who would take that as equity built into the relationship, unlike you, who would be proud and thrilled to have her around, that she loved you when you weren't quite the man you were building towards, she, the opposite of you, is going to see that as weakness and a lack of discernment. Because the kind of man her hypergamy wants would only treat a fat woman as TTP. For you guys who are new here, welcome. Hit that like button. TTP, for my new guys, is testicular target practice. For years, before the invention of social media, before the invention of dating apps and electronic filters, fat women occupied a very specific space in the sexual marketplace. They were the girls you called up at 3 a.m. You snuck them in, you did what you had to do to get a nut off, and you sent them out their way. You didn't say hi in public. You didn't wave at the mall. If you were in school, you would nod to her in the hallway, keep it pushing. But you would never acknowledge the dirty little secret the two of you had. Now, because so many men in the West especially are so touch-starved, they are so thirsty, that even women who would be easily 2s or 3s and 4s have hundreds of DMs of guys who just want somebody, anybody, to touch their PPs, that they'll gas their heads up. And so now, the expectations and the entitlement of women far more attractive has been visited upon women who are truly at the bottom of the barrel. And it's unfortunate when it happens. Because as guys, we will love to have the most attractive woman we can get access to. But what we'll also do is we'll go down 2, 3, 4, 5 notches in looks in order to gain cooperation and pleasantry. Most of us have done that, myself included. I have gone for the girl in the friend group who wasn't nowhere near top of the food chain, much to the queen bees of that group's displeasure and shock. I've literally in the past chosen the 4th prettiest girl out of the group of 6 on purpose because she was the nicest one to talk to, because she was the one cracking the jokes and they were actually funny. Go figure that. These friends who were more attractive than her would later sabotage the whole thing, as they do. Women hate each other, and they love an opportunity to prove it. But my major point for you guys today in this video is simple. Gentlemen, do not waste your commitment on a woman who does not value her waistline. Do not waste your commitment on a woman who eats like crap and has a shitty skincare routine. Do not waste your time on a woman who, with any small improvement, because in the story, the young man, the husband in the story, or the last video, mentioned that over the course of the marriage, he did put on some comfort weight. He did grow for himself a dad bod, but he didn't have kids. This is unacceptable, guys. You must keep yourself in the best shape you possibly can. And you got to be chasing that bag and getting your money right. Because women are always looking for an opportunity to stab you in the back and destroy the relationship. They can't help themselves. It's their nature. So for you, as a man, you must steer clear of a claim this chick in front of people. This is my girlfriend. This is my fiance. This is my wife. And she's not up to par. Because women are very insecure. And because they're so insecure, they're not only watching your every move, they're watching the women they know look better than them. The we're all perfect 10s is bullshit, and they know it. They know the woman is more attractive than they are. Especially when she walks into the same room you're in. She expects you to lock eyes or look at the body of that more attractive woman. And now her anxiety's through the fucking roof. Here comes the argument. One you never wanted, one you have no need for. So my advice to you, gentlemen, is if there's a girl, she's all in your face, and she's got some work to do, let her do the work. If you want to take her down because she lets you, fine. Keep your commitment to yourself until she does the work. But don't demand the work out of her when you yourself have work to do. You're carrying a spare tire, you got a beer belly, you got work to do. At the time I'm filming this video, it's early January. We got a few months to go before swimsuit season. You got time to make some serious headway in that direction. Money-wise, talk to your boss, man. See if there's overtime available. If not, maybe a new job or perhaps a side hustle to complement the one you currently have is the move. But always put yourself in position where you're better than the woman who claims a title you've given her. Girlfriend, wife, fiance, whatever her title you've given her is, you must be better than her. Otherwise, the defect in between her ears is going to see her as better than you. I don't make the rules, guys. I just report it. Hopefully I'll give you something to think about, as well as a course of action going forward. With that said, that's my time. Like the video, comment down below. Share this video with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Networkers, we working. Until next time.